always say that our students, urban students, you have to earn their trust before they're going to give it. Once you understand that, and once you accept that, whether you like it or not, then you'll start having success.
In year one, we spent a lot of time and energy focused on building relationships.
I believe that when you have a kid in a class that you teach, that kid becomes your responsibility.
We try to start off every single period, no matter how the period before was, with that clean slate. We're happy you're here, let's get to work.
If you have professional learning communities for staff, that's their place to sort of transform themselves. We knew they had to have some space for students to help develop relationships with the staff and help the students really understand this is their learning, their work. And in essence, that became what we call
Pride Time. It's just another class, but it's a shorter class. It's 22 minutes as opposed to 46.
Pride Time provides an awesome opportunity to have real-world discussions with the kids. Flip your chair around and sit down and talk about what's going on in the streets, what's going on in their homes with them, the national news. We go over the kids' referrals, so then we can discuss with them, well, what's the problem? Why are you getting kicked out of class? Why are you cutting class?
So we're gonna do an activity today called Good Line, Bad Line, okay?
We spent a lot of time sitting down at my computer, and I just literally like, listen, I mean, what's going on in this class? You have a D or you have an F in this class, and let's talk about what's going on there.
Every day we'll go over our grades, make sure we're doing what we need to do to get that grade up or maintain that grade, so our Pride Time really helps with that.
They know what their grades are, they know what their absences are, their number of tardies they have. They know, we can tell them what their homework average is in a class, what their quiz and test average is in a class. A student can never say, I didn't know.
The Pride Team is an idea that we originally wrote into the SIG grant. Is basically developing a student leadership group that could kind of be an extension of my voice and of the teacher's voice. I credit CEC for really pushing the idea, because one thing Mary McDonald did, as well as Dr. Dolan, is they listened. Even though I was very inexperienced, I did at least have a vision of what I wanted to do, and that was centered around relationships. So they encouraged me to, make sure you create a Pride Team out of your advisory. So we picked basically 25 juniors and 25 senior leaders that were voted on by the teachers. And these aren't just your top 10 students or just your athletes. It might be arts, sports, cheerleading, anywhere from B- students up to 4.0 students.
They go out in the community and volunteer and do different things, and they're also ambassadors for the school. So if people come in, we don't have to worry about having, so many adults to take them around. You can have your Pride Team there, to have an intellectual conversation with them, to show them around the school, talk about what's going on.
The goal of the Pride Team is to consistently push them into leadership roles. So they do things in the building, but also get them out there in the community. They go out to primary schools and basically have a motivational message. Huge assembly, it's high energy, music, dancing, roller skating. They're motivating the students to believe in themselves, persevere, be leaders in their own building, and not quit.
We're trying to let every last one of them know, like, you are special no matter what's going on in your personal life at home or at school. We want to let you guys know we care.
Raise your hands really high and say yes! 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 I am a leader. I am a leader. Defy the odds. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Set a new standard. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up. Step up.
That I can make an impact on some of their lives. It just holds a special place in my heart,
It makes me feel really special and really proud of myself and my school and my group. It puts a big smile on my face. I love kids.
A school improvement grant is a 3-year process. In typical year 1 of a SIG school, it's about compliance. It's, are you doing what you said you're going to do? The second year is around fidelity. Are we doing this well? And the third year, you're already starting to think about it as, how do you do this and sustain it? The most important pieces of this work, so that when the grant goes away, you actually have the thing in place and it can sustain itself beyond the 3 years. You're looking at 4 and 5 years. So part of our work as a third party, I think, is to help them evaluate all of the efforts in year 1 and 2 using some data, using some really tough conversations with folks in the building and in the school system, where they develop really a plan for years 4 and 5.
I think that's where, you know, the Turn conferences come in. Peoria High is our SIG school, so we've been kind of the pilot trying it out.
That's probably as good a place as any that Brett and others can continue sharing their work, learning from each other, and advancing it and moving it forward without maybe the additional dollars that a big SIG grant can provide.
This is the Great Lakes Turn conference. We've been coming up here for quite a few years. Essentially, it's to help unions become more progressive and more involved in the academic part of the way education systems work. So getting away from, you know, simply defending the contract to becoming leaders in the education field.
We think we have the basics down, but we also understand the level of rigor. So now we're in our 4th year, the SIG grant is gone. You walk down the halls and you're walking by teachers who are consistently talking about instruction. You're having coaches who are characterized as a typical high school coach. They're talking about Algebra 2 and assessments and what we're doing in biology.
Can we really put ourselves on the map and say, are we preparing our students to compete with the very best across the country? And that's their journey now, is to keep moving the bar up and up and up.
And we have a long ways to go, but it's night and day from what it was 3 years ago. Good morning, Lions. Welcome back to the pride of the city on a sunny and a beautiful, comfy, cozy sweatpants Friday for learning. We're going to sweep, sweep, sweep each and every hour, so let's make sure we're hustling the class and have a great day.